and it is asterisk, so we need to know its function. Okay. So it functions as the anterior attachment point for one of the covering layers of the brain. So it is an attachment point for the brain. Okay. On either side of the crista galli, you will find olfactory bulbs. You'll find olfactory bulbs sitting on either side of the crista galli. Okay, so we're looking at this. They're going to sit here. And then these holes that we see across the cribriform plate is where the olfactory nerves come through. Okay, so the cribriform plate is here with the crista galli. Olfactory bulbs sit on either side. Okay. You have olfactory nerves that run through these holes, okay? This is a superior nasal conchae. This is middle, okay? Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. Okay, but I didn't, so this is good. Okay. So here's another view, okay? Again, you just want to make sure that you can identify the crista galli, that you know its function, the cribriform plate and its function, the superior and middle conchae. Okay, you're going to want to know those as well. So superior nasal concha in here. Okay, the middle is lower. Okay. And this is the perpendicular plate in here. Okay. This tiny little thing that runs here is the perpendicular plate. Okay. Here's the crista galli here. Can't see it on this one. The crista galli here. All right. We're looking at our butterfly upside down. What is this area? What is this called? What is this? It's on the sphenoid. It's got kind of like a dinosaur name. Okay, that's the pterygoid. That's going to be your pterygoid process. Okay, pterygoid process is in here. All right. Show you this. This is sella turcica. And in here sits the pituitary. Okay. These are the foramen ovale. This is the lesser wing across the top. Okay. Here we can see the lesser and the greater. You can see the superior orbital fissure. Okay. Optic canal starts here. Okay. Optic canal comes out. Bear with me, I'm looking. Here we go. Optic canal comes out here. Okay. Optic canal is underneath that lesser wing, so it comes out here. Okay. Remember, it crosses over, so we have an optic chiasm in this area. So those optic nerves come through and out through here. Okay, sella turcica here, foramen ovale here. All right. Zygomatic. Zygomatic bone. Lacrimal bones, nasal, vomer, inferior conchae. Okay. Zygomatic all by itself. Okay. That's the zygomatic bone. Not to be confused with the zygomatic process. Okay. So the process is on the temporal bone. This is the process right here. Okay. the zygomatic bone is here, okay? So don't get the two confused. That little bridge is the process, the bone, the bridge is the process, the bone is one of the facial bones, okay? Don't get them confused. All right, if I pull up this, can you show me alveolar sockets? Alveolar sockets, yes, lovely. Can you show me the palatine process? The palatine process is going to be at the back. It's going to be at my pointer just decides to stop. Exactly. Palatine process. Beautiful. This is it right here. Okay. So when we're looking at the palatine process this way, the palatine bone, okay, this is going to be the horizontal plate. This is a perpendicular plate. This is the orbital process of the palatine bone. All right, am I boring?
No.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Okay. So let's see. We're going to go back here. Good. Thank you, guys. All right. So back here, what is this? What is this? I'm jumping all over the place because I don't know how they're going to show it to you, or how it's going to be set up on the test, and it could be all over the place rather than lumped together. So the dens is this part right here. This is the dens, okay? The dens kind of sticks up, okay? That's the dens, okay? This is, this is the transverse foramen, okay? If I can type. That's the transverse foramen, okay? This is vertebral foramen. Okay? All right. This is the superior articular facet. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is, I'm really good at drawing. This is going to be the lamina. Okay. All right. And again, you can see the transverse foramen here, kind of an indent here. All right. This bone sits under this bone. Okay. This bone sits under this bone so that the dens can poke through right here. This is where the dens is actually going to come through. The dens sits right here. Okay. And there's a ligament that comes across here to hold that dens in place so that you can do that turning of the head, okay? All right. So if we look at this, can you show me thoracic vertebra? Which one is the thoracic vertebra? Which one is a thoracic vertebra? Exactly, thoracic vertebra. Looks like a giraffe. Okay. Which one is lumbar? Remember, lumbar is bigger than thoracic. Yes, and that leaves cervical. Okay. So if we are looking at, I'm going to go. No, I'm going to go here again. Hold on a second. Let me see. Yeah. If we look at this, okay, these are thoracic spine. Okay, and you see how they're shingled. Okay. Running into lumbar. Okay, and like I said, when they're shingled, you can see the intervertebral foramen. okay? This is cervical up here. This is C7, this large one right here. You can actually reach behind and feel that on you, okay? That thing that pokes out right at the base of your neck, that is C7, cervical 7, okay? All right, and look, we've got scapula here with infraspinous fossa, the spine itself going into the acromion. There's the glenoid fossa, the head of the humerus, okay? Coronoid, right? Coracoid process. Yeah. Here again on the sacrum, you got the foramina. You got the, what else did you have to know on that? Did you have to know, yeah, you need to know the promontory here. Coccyx is down here. That little thing right here is coccyx, okay? And then, of course, SI, the SI joint, sacral iliac joint. Okay. Rib. All right, ribs. So you have the body of the rib, of course. Okay, the head of the rib. There's a neck. Okay, a neck. And then you have the tubercle. Okay, this is the angle right here where you have, it comes down and it starts to curve. That's the angle. Cell organelles? Sure. We can do that for a price. Let me find it in our lovely okay, let me find it in our lovely, I think it's in here. Is it in here? It's in here. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So, what do you guys need to know? It is beautiful. It's gorgeous. So what do you guys need to know for the cell? Let's see. Do you need to know? Here we go. Large cell model. 31. So point out the nucleus. The nucleus is that large blue egg shape. Yep. Okay. And then the nucleolus.
I know I keep asking. Can you see my pointer?
Yeah, I see it. It's moving around. It's moving around.
Okay. Okay. You said which one now? Nucleolus?
The nucleolus.
This right here?
Yep. The nucleolus are the globes inside the nucleus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The nuclear membrane with pores is actually the coating outside the nucleus, okay? So you see the pores, okay? Yeah. Okay. The chromatin looks like my hair in the morning. So the chromatin is inside, yeah, okay? That's a chromatin inside, okay? Those are the fibers inside the nucleus, okay? The rough endoplasmic reticulum, the rough ER. So the rough ER, exactly. That's anything. Yep. This is smooth. There's no. You don't have those little red raised. See here, the little red raised areas. So this makes this rough ER. If it doesn't have that, it's smooth ER. Okay. There's a difference. Okay. The free ribosomes. So we have some ribosomes, the red things, attached to the endoplasmic reticulum to make it rough. But we also have some free ribosomes. The free ribosomes, yeah, exactly. They're here. They're up here. Okay. All right. Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Exactly. Beautiful. Okay. How about that Golgi, the Golgi apparatus?
Right here.
Exactly. I think it looks like Twizzler, so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The centrosomes, centrioles. The centrioles. I think it looks like licorice.
Oh, it is.
It looks like licorice. Okay. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. The lysosome. Lysosome. I'm going to go to this one real fast because I think it's easier to see them. The lysosome. Okay, so the lysosome are these. The peroxisomes are these. Lysosome, peroxisome, okay? Let's see. The plasma membrane is going to be along the outside of the cell. The plasma membrane is on the outside of the cell. Okay. The cytosol and the cytoplasm. Okay. Do you guys know the difference between the two? Okay. So the cytosol is, that's okay. Cytoplasm is everything. The cytosol is like the soup, the broth. Okay. The cytoplasm is like the carrots and the potatoes. Okay. So it's everything. So the cytosol is your soup broth. The cytoplasm is your meat and potatoes inside the soup. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. So the cytosol just kind of has all those things floating in it. The cytoplasm are those things floating in it. Okay. All right. Where would you guys like to go to now? Or do you want to stay here? Try this again. We can go with where is mitochondria?